Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cardano Summit 2023. Please give a massive round of applause and welcome to the stage the Cardano Foundation CEO, Fred Greggard.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dubai. Are you excited? Oh, come on, we're going to have the battle of the builders up here. We're going to have some amazing contestants. Are you excited? So the last couple of weeks has been pretty busy for the Cardano Foundation and all the partners who made this amazing event happen. One thing I have to say which really struck my heart was that last week I had the ability to go to Georgia. And I think the world is changing. Not only is the world coming to Cardano, but the world is also realizing what we can do when we stand together as a community. But to stand together as a community, we need venues like this. Venues where we speak to each other. Venues where we dine together. Venues where we can whiteboard things. You know, digital brings us really far. But without that human interaction, blockchain has no value. Therefore, it is of my utmost honor to really say, this is not about the Cardano Foundation. This is not about IOG. This is not about Imurgo. And it's definitely not about Intersect. This is about that the world is seeing that public permissionless blockchains are here to say. We are one of the few only infrastructures out there who's been up for more than 2,000 days. The only other infrastructure who's been up for more than 2,000 days is Bitcoin. So I think we can stand here today together also with the Bitcoin community and really be proud of knowing that operational resilience, while we are building, while we are deploying, while we have 2,000 companies deploying on Cardano, is here to stay. So give yourself a round of applause, specifically to the stake pool operators. As some of you might know, English is my second or third language, and sometimes I have a very funny Viking accent. But what I want to say also is we have a whole set of ambassadors. We have a set of ambassadors who sometimes are able to come here. Sometimes they're running the local events. There's 30 events around the world at the same time. They go above and beyond to translate content, whether that is technical content or scripts or Python or Java or what that might be, which is very easy to translate because it's code, or whether that is human interactions. So these ambassadors, they're working in their local countries, and they're really pushing the message with their cultural touch, with their language, in their communities. So a big thank you to all the ambassadors as well. Now that being said, blockchain lives in a very interconnected world. Therefore, I also want to say a big thank you to the government of Dubai, who has been instrumental in ensuring that we could host all of you, including visa requirements, including permits and all of those things, but also the regulators around the world. It's been really busy for my team to meet regulators, and more regulators are figuring out that Cardano is built differently. It's built for regulatory compliance, but it's also built for everybody can come to Cardano. And there is a gap in between there. And the more we show them how staking, how incentives, how the basement of Cardano is run, the more they're encouraged to see all those wonderful use cases all of you are bringing to Cardano. So a big thank you to all the regulators, the policymakers, and the other ones who's in this room. I already met a couple of policymakers in this room today. So a big thank you for coming and exploring public permissionless blockchain. Thank you. Now that was operational resilience. That was a bit about education, but without adoption, we don't go anywhere. So today we're going to see a couple of teams at the Battle of the Builders. It's a new concept we are testing out because we do think that Catalyst has a vital function on Cardano. It allows us to economically bootstrap what we're doing. But getting a little bit more sort of venture capital, accountability, equity into the equation is definitely a place where we in Cardano and the people who build on Cardano can be super proud because you've deployed really good infrastructure, you deployed really nice use cases, and now we've done is we caught a couple of liquidity providers to come here and to really look at these amazing, I wouldn't call it startups, but amazing builders who is really ready to deploy and have already deployed on Cardano. So with that being said, a big thank you to the team who set up the Battle of the Builders, and I'm extremely excited to be sitting down and listening to these 10 pitches, and I hope all of you are as well. If you are not one of the 10 teams who's up here, well, there is a lot of venture capital people, liquidity providers, investors who's walking around in the room today. I already met about 15, 16, 17 of those, and they have the same 3 questions again and again. How do I know that the product to market fit works? This I cannot answer. This is up to you. How do I know that Cardano is here the next 20 years? This I can answer. This is because of you. How do I know that Cardano keeps developing? And I just point them to the GitHub page where they see that we are the blockchain who has the most Git commits, and it's an easy sell. So if you can just do part number 1, you got this. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon/evening, everyone. My name is Tracy Traxler. I'm the Managing Director of CV Labs, and I'll have the pleasure of serving as your Master of Ceremonies for today's very exciting Battle of the Builders. I get a bit of time to tell you how we got to this day, to day 0. Of course, at CV Labs, we're really excited to have had a long-standing relationship with Cardano and the Cardano community, not just because we live in the same building in Zug, Switzerland, but because it's been a long-standing friendship over the years. So when we were approached about the possibility of collaborating on this Battle of the Builders, we were incredibly excited to get exposure to this community, the exciting projects and use cases that are coming out of this group. So we were really, really eager to get started, and we spent a couple of weeks sort of structuring a selection process, hosted AMAs on Twitter, did joint calls for applications, and the response from the Cardano community was absolutely overwhelming, and it was great and interesting to see sort of what topics are moving this community, what innovative apps are coming out of this group. And overall, while screening, one thing became incredibly clear to us, and that is that the actual maturity of this ecosystem is wild when you compare it to, again, a lot of the different projects that have come and gone over the years. Fred mentioned in his speech, right, over 2,000 consecutive days up and running is a claim that very, very few projects in this space can make, and that certainly was reflected in the quality and the types of projects that applied to partake in this day today. Of course, there's plenty of talent that submitted applications. The 10 finalists that you're going to see today are an impressive selection of those just chosen few that made it here. Keep in mind, they traveled all the way to Dubai to be able to pitch to you in person today, share the exciting project that they're building. So do make sure to pay attention to their 5 minutes each. I'll be handing things over to Jason in a second, and he'll walk you through sort of the procedural things for the evening. But overall, I'm happy to give you a bit of a glimpse of what these 10 projects are competing for. We have a number of great partners that have contributed prizes for these projects for today. That includes, but is not limited to, the participation or a slot in some of the top accelerators in the space, from the likes of CV Labs, from the likes of Genius X, and of course of faculty. They get access to market-making services via faculty's artists, as well as marketing services via faculty's XBC, $2,000 in credits for services from Storm partners. That includes things like legal services, consulting services, reviewing business plans, etc. So a very valuable thing if you're an early stage startup and you're looking. I believe their booth is right over there, so do make sure to stop by. One-on-one expert networking sessions and mentoring sessions, really deep dives into a particular problem that they're looking to explore, and of course, an interview and media exposure via Emergo Media. And with that, I get to bring to the stage Jason Gao. He's the director for the Accelerator Program and Investments at Genius X, and he'll tell you a bit more about the actual agenda for this evening. Let's give him a very warm welcome.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So my name is Jason. I'm from GeniusX. We're a Cardano native accelerator and launchpad. I think many of you know about us. We're very happy and excited to be one of the co-hosts of the Battle of the Builders events for tonight. And thanks to Fred and his team again, and all the sponsors for making this happen. So further to the information given by Tracy, I would like to give you a little bit of information of the rundown of the program for tonight. So basically, in the next hour or so, we're going to have 10 amazing teams that are shortlisted for the pitch competition tonight. Each of them is going to have 5 minutes to present about their business, their product, and maybe some breaking news about their project. And these will be assessed by 7 judges that we're very happy to have today. And they're going to evaluate all the pitches from different angles, like your ideas, uniqueness of your product, the business model, the market sizing and the opportunity, and obviously the founders and the team's experience. And I'd like to take this opportunity to do a very quick introduction to all the 7 judges we have today. So first, we have our friend Fred from Cardano Foundation. Thank you again, Fred, and your team for making everything happen tonight. And then we have Shiraz Ahmed, Managing Partner of Storm Partners. Welcome, Shiraz, for joining us. And then we have, actually, my colleague, Dr. Sothi Coleman, co-founder of Genius Yield and GeniusX. And we have Yanis Aguilar, Head of Acceleration at CV Labs. Welcome for joining us, Yanis. And 2 gentlemen we have from the Emergo side. We have Nikhil Joshi, COO of Emergo. Thank you for joining us, Nikhil. And we have Takashi Hayashida, Managing Partner of Emergo Ventures. Thank you for joining us. And last but not least, we have Mike Ulrich, co-founder and CTO of Faculty Group. Thank you very much, Michael, for joining us. So the 7 of them are going to be very cool. They're very experienced sharks for this session. So for all the team, please keep in mind again that you have only 5 minutes. It's not exactly an elevator pitch, but it's not too far from that. My little tip that I always share about elevator pitch is don't go into the details, but focus on the fundamental part to make people curious about your product. And after the 1 hour of pitch competition, I think the judges are going to spend some time together, decide and vote on the top 3 winners that we're going to announce about 1 hour after the finish of the pitch competition. And then there are going to be a pool of prizes ready for the top 3 winners, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So that's all. I hope you all will enjoy the session for tonight. So are you ready? Are all the 10 teams ready? Maybe some are not, but it doesn't matter. You have to get ready. Thank you very much.
All right, let's get things started. I know you're not here to see us talk, you're here to see them. So let's bring the very first project up on stage. Join me in welcoming NMaker. Patrick Tobler will be telling us about the accessible tools that they're developing to help artists, developers, and brands leverage the benefits of blockchain and NFT tech. Let's give a very warm welcome to Patrick and NMaker.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here today. My name is Patrick, as she mentioned, and I'm the founder of NMaker. And to explain what NMaker actually does, I like to use an example of an actual customer that we have that uses NMaker daily, which is Book.io. And Book.io actually has a platform where they tokenize ebooks. So they are bringing real ownership back to a digital good that previously we just rented from companies like Amazon with Kindle. And Book.io realized very quickly that they want to do it on Cardano, they want to do it on the blockchain, and then they saw, oh, this is actually quite complicated. Developing for Cardano takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money, and the whole go-to-market strategy for their product is delayed because of this complexity. So they reached out, they looked into the ecosystem, and they found a solution for this, which basically is NMaker, our like one-stop solution for launching your own tokens and NFT projects on the Cardano blockchain. So to explain a little bit more about how it actually works, I'm going to just show it with some images here. Essentially, what you can imagine is you have a book, or it could be anything. It could be a movie, it could be a real estate property, it could be whatever you like, and you are uploading it to our business B2B tool called NMaker Studio. And NMaker Studio is basically a dashboard where you can manage your NFT collection or your token collection. Once it's uploaded to NMaker Studio, the next step is to take another product that we have built called NMaker Pay, which is our standardized checkout solution similar to PayPal or Stripe, and you can just copy and paste the link to NMaker Pay onto your website to start the sale. And then after your users buy the NFT, the book in this case, with whatever currency they like, be it Cardano, be it Fiat, be it ETH or Solana, they can read the book, of course, and then they can resell it on the secondary market, which is, I guess, the main functionality of NFTs. The way we monetize this whole system is by basically taking a percentage of each transaction. So we take 2% of each sale, and we have a secondary market option as well. This, so far, has proven to be quite successful. We launched 2.5 years ago. We have minted more than 20% of the whole Cardano blockchain, which is over 2 million NFTs. And yeah, it's still growing. And I think the interesting thing here is that we're really seeing the shift from like collectibles towards more real-world use cases like ebooks, like music, like movies. We have a fantastic team. I'm not going to go over this in detail, they're all legends, but I think the most interesting part here that many don't know is that NMaker is actually a family company, so my father is the CTO, which is quite cool, and I didn't plan for this, but it works out really well. So now we're totally in fundraising mode. We want to raise up to 2 million, and I think the main goal of this money is to really say, okay, we have the tech in place, we have shown that it delivers on a huge scale, but we want to be able to now go out to those businesses and onboard them to NMaker and really like bring those Web2 businesses that actually solve regular people's problems with NFTs or tokens. And that's it already. I'm a bit faster, the timer here says, but if you want to reach out, feel free, business@nmaker.io or somewhere here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, NMaker. Something to keep in mind as we move through our 10 pitch presentations. If you are in the back and you're having a lovely time networking, please do feel free to do so, but keep in mind, please do so a bit quietly. That ensures that the people that are pitching on stage make themselves heard and that we don't have any issues between audience, judges, and presenters getting the message across. Now, without further ado, let's head into our second pitch. Let's meet Neum. Florian Pettini is going to introduce the music streaming marketplace for artists and fans. Let's give him a very warm welcome.
Hello everyone, I'm Florian, the co-founder and co-CEO of Neum. More for music, we are creating a music copyrights protocol for musicians and fans. And let's dive into it, and I would love to give you a little bit of an overview, what you can expect from me. I will dive into what we believe, how we're going to do it, what kind of tools we want to build, and then go directly into the business strategy. And I hope I have enough time to show you a video of what we are building. So what is our belief? And we truly believe in music rights, and that they are the strongest collectible you can have as a fan, because this is where you truly own part of the song. And I think this is what everyone wants to collect, is songs. But how are we gonna do it? because it's not so easy to do it. So we are creating a whole ecosystem. We have created our own protocol, but to connect this protocol with the fans, we are right now working on the music distribution. Oh, it's on this side. The music distribution and rights minting platform, the marketplace, and then early next year, later next year, we are concentrating on mobile apps, then a DAO structure for the whole structure of our protocol level, and then more in the pipeline already. But before we are diving into the music part, let's talk a little bit on what we are concentrating first, because music is a little bit more complicated from a legal side. So right now we are focusing only on this small part, the recording royalties, and you see already there is more to come, what you can cover. Though this is what we are covering first, and this is already a huge market opportunity. As you can imagine, you see some really big numbers on the side. It's just calculated from the bottom up. And if you think about how much music royalties from streaming services have been distributed last year, you end up with a market cap around 0.87 trillion if you make everything the 100% market tradable. So let's dive into the problem a little bit, because I would love to show you the video. The problem is that the industry is using their power and control artists by owning the music rights. Majority are big labels like Sono Music, and independent labels are left behind like artists directly. And we solve this problem with the solution. We have the NFT in the middle, and we distribute the music directly to the all the outlets like Spotify, collect the royalties, make everything legal with a legal contract on the NFT. We fractionalizing the NFT and then distribute it to the fans and the artists. And this is how we solve the problem of fraud and also distributing the royalties. So I have to hurry because the video is important. So the benefits are obvious. You can connect directly with the artists, and the benefit for the fans is also nice that you can give them more access to different solutions. The business model, a simple one, 5% fee, and for music distribution, for $14 US right now. The team is big, almost 50 people working for Neum tokens. And quick look through the Neum utility. Sorry that I have to hurry because I'm running out of time. And you can see we are focused on our own utility token. All the royalties will be paid out in Neum. And please have a look and ask me later for it, because I would love to show you the video. Let's go. Can I talk, bro? Can I talk as well? So, this one is coming. We are right now testing on the testnet. Testers are using it, and early December we dive into the mainnet launch. So then it will be live for everyone out there. It will be a beta first, and then everyone can use it. And the marketplace, what you're seeing here, coming next. With this, we have a fully decentralized solution out there to connect artists and fans. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Neum. Now keep in mind, These 10 projects have gone through quite the rigorous selection process already. However, the only thing that counts for today's scoring is their performance during the 5 minutes they get on stage right now. Keep that in mind as we head into our third pitch of the day. Meet Cerberus and Simon Peters, the crypto risk ratings platform that helps you cut the guesswork by quantifying the risk and growth potential of tokens. Let's give him a warm welcome.
My name is Simon Peters, and I'm representing Cerberus today. If you are on Cardano Twitter, I'm sure you know about us. Very sure you have read one of our reports, like the one from Cardano, that showed that the project ended differently than they said. And really, a failed project was at the beginning of all our work at Cerberus. When Luna stablecoin collapsed, we knew there's a learning here. There's a learning here that all of us as a community have to learn before the world can adopt crypto. And I want to ask you a polarizing question, because I don't think we have learned the lesson. And I just want to illustrate that. That's a screenshot from Liquid, amazing protocol. If we would have learned our lesson, you could tell me what is more risky, IUSD, a syntactic asset, or USDT, an asset-backed stablecoin bridged in Cardano. What about DJET versus USDC? USDC has a better reputation, DJET is an algorithmic stablecoin. So, did we learn our lesson? Because I think if I would go around and ask all of you, I would be very educated, but I would not find a consent. I would not come out and say, yes, DJET is the most risky one. And that's a problem. And that problem is solved. What Cerberus is doing, we create risk ratings. And our risk ratings are fundamentally different from everything you have seen. Our risk ratings are based on the only objective truth we can find. That is the transactions and data inscribed on the blockchain itself. It's not my opinion or the opinion about the university you went to or the last employer you had. That says nothing. So we only look at objective truth. And because we do it, our risk ratings are always evolving, night, day, every moment when something happens, the new block comes on, the risk rating is updated. And it is instant for any asset. Let it be obscure, let it be complicated, it works for all of them. And we have a very beautiful, neat little platform in which we allow you to explore the risk ratings, then do a bit of portfolio management. The risk rating changes, you can adjust your portfolio. And because we only look at blockchain data, it's all wallet, transactions, smart contracts, when the risk changes, we trace it back to the exact wallets, transactions that have caused the change in risk. So going back to the example of Cardano, the investors, and I'm sure here are Cardano investors in the room, we would have told you the first moment the thing would have gone wrong, and you would have been equipped with the right questions. Hey, founder XYZ, why did you just transfer $1 million out of your core wallet and invest it in NFTs? And that's what we do. And our platform, I have not showed screenshots, but it's out. It's in a private beta right now. These are our users. You can check them out. What should I say? They love it. They love it. We are very cagey about our product, but if you want to see it, you can pip me up. I show you it on my MacBook. It works. The reason why we are careful with our project is that we want to do things right. We want to do things really right. And to help you all to manage your risk like a hedge fund, there's a lot of brain power that goes into our product. And this is why we are fundraising right now. Would love to get some more cash to build an even better product. And yeah, I would say join me, manage your risk like a hedge fund. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Xerberus. Of course, if you're prone to risky behavior, then you also might need to look into some insurance. But what about investing in insurance contracts? Our next pitch is going to take a look at exactly that. Meet Fida and Rodolfo Hansen. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Hi guys, I'm here to talk to you about Fida, an extensible risk transfer protocol built on top of Cardano. What have we found in Fida around climate change and climate insurance? Climate change is real, it's happening, and it's just getting worse. Coverage isn't keeping up. As it stands today, only 34% of climates, floods, fires are covered. That means if you think of yourself in roughly you and your 4 neighbors, if you had insurance, your other 3 neighbors had nothing. They were left to fend for themselves. Their house got destroyed in a flood, or there was a fire, and they lost all their belongings. And it's just because there wasn't any coverage, right, that wasn't available, or it was just too expensive for them in their area. And we think we understand why this is happening. Generally speaking, the insurance industry, as it stands right now, is unable to fulfill and meet the demands for insurance contracts. And this is because it's just too stale, right? The way it works, capital is extremely inefficient, right? There is no liquidity. Once you put your money in an insurance contract, you have to wait until it's done. And operational friction is between 35 to 40%. That means if you're investing in insurance, of the $10 that someone is paying for the premium, you as the investor are only getting 6. So it makes it really unattractive. To make it worse, as a regulator, you're just unequipped. And the best we can do right now is ask the bigger insurance companies to do stress tests and tell the regulators, hey, yes, I can be Solvency II, which means I can allocate a lower sum than what I'm actually covering for. But you can understand there's a very big incentive mismatch with this. And the solution we've come up with is extremely simple. Bring the contracts on-chain and fractionalize it, divide it up into Fida cards, basically NFTs. And let's see what happens once you do that, once you tokenize an insurance contract. You now have a mechanism where individual investors can compete with the bigger chains, right? All of a sudden, you have an RDR score, a risk diversification score for the whole chain, and a regulator can just, in real time, audit that the chain itself is Solvency II compliant. And we pass on that Solvency II compliance to everyday investors. They get to build their own portfolios, mixing and matching and trading the insurance cards, the NFTs, to get a very safe and uncorrelated, which is it's not correlated to traditional markets, portfolio, right? They get their liquidity back because the cards are movable, are transferable, and they also get the capital efficiency that they otherwise would not get without the friction. So, is this profitable? Why doesn't this exist? Like I said before, it's 35 to 40% the operational friction. That means by removing that friction almost entirely, Fida itself as a protocol has the capability to just insert fees where it needs to be. And the fact that it's sustainable is it's almost self-evident. Follow us on Twitter or find us online, and I can talk more about that. So let me summarize in the last minute I have. what do we need FIDA? The insurance industry is not able to cope with the current reality. It's capital inefficient, it's illiquid, and regulators just can't keep up. What we've come up with is the ability to bring back capital efficiency, to bring back liquidity in a way that regulators will be extremely happy with, and investors will get exposed on Cardano to a completely new type of asset that doesn't depend on market fluctuations or anything else. That was it. Thank you very much. Please follow us on Twitter or go for our website for more information.
Thank you, Rodolfo and FIDA. Now, for better or for worse, stablecoins have become an essential component of our digital asset ecosystem. And taking a look at a USD-backed stablecoin for the Cardano ecosystem, let's give a very warm welcome to Matt Nash from Mian USDM.
Hello, everybody. It's a little bit loud. My name is Matt, and I'm here representing Mayan today. We are a fiat-backed stablecoin. Now, I'm going to say right now that a fiat-backed stablecoin is not exactly a novel concept. However, it is an absolutely essential one, especially for Cardano. Because right now, Cardano's DeFi ecosystem is growing at quite a steady pace, but it's still missing one of those keystone elements to really let DeFi take off, and that is a fiat-backed stablecoin. And I think it's one of those elements that's missing that will allow Cardano to finally rival the titan of DeFi, Ethereum, and perhaps even eclipse it. Fiat. It's very capital efficient. Basically, $1 you put into the treasury minus minting and burning fees is exactly what you get back out of it. There's very little volatility risk. They don't really depeg, minus a small jitter. They trade volatility of the algos for custodial risk. But so far, we've never actually seen a custodial fiat-backed stablecoin collapse. And also, it enjoys a very good record against algos. This one is very straightforward. A fiat-backed stablecoin makes most of its money off of the assets in the reserve. So what happens is that we take those assets and we put them into a lot of short-term fixed income instruments, very safe ones like T-bills and money market funds. And of course, it's usually debt that matures in less than a year and is AAA rated. So it's very safe. Of course, it's kind of interesting that fiat-backed stablecoins are actually very bear market resilient because they make most of their money off of interest rates being high. But of course, that begs the question, well, what happens in a bull market when presumably interest rates are low? But of course, it essentially trades those higher interest rates for a larger capital base. So ceteris paribus, or all things being equal, that would mean revenue ostensibly stays the same, making them a very, very durable concept. On the EVM, smart contracts work very differently to Cardano. When you're trying to transfer assets on the EVM, particularly a stablecoin, it has to, on say something like USDC, it has to go through a check function, which essentially means that the smart contract or the issuer, like Circle or Tether, is always a party to a transaction. And this could have some interesting regulatory implications. However, because we are built on Cardano and we work very differently, that there's only ever two-party transactions, a mint and burn between us and whoever's minting and burning, and then, of course, between someone who wants to send it to another wallet. And so we play absolutely no part in that because of Cardano's lovely design. So, of course, this makes it a more true custodial model where we cannot claw back your assets, unlike Tether or Circle. And, of course, you know, they do it for regulatory reasons, but also someday it could be for capricious ones. It all has to involve a lot of trust. Where with us, you don't need that trust. Of course, Cardano has been very interesting in this market, whereas most TVL has slid backwards very aggressively. Between August 2022 and August of 2023, Cardano's TVL actually managed to buck the trend and go up a whopping 82%. Keep in mind that this is in A, a bear market, and B, in absence of a fiat-backed stablecoin, which is pretty impressive. And one wonders what would have happened had it had those things in place, where we'd be right now. Of course, seeing that kind of performance means it is very obvious that it's a huge demand for fiat-backed stables in this ecosystem. So we're doing things a little bit differently than maybe some other projects in that what we saw what happened with BUSD is that using a white label solution is very risky, in that essentially they incurred a lot of regulatory risk, and that tanked the stablecoin outright. We're doing a well-tread regulatory path that has been approved of by Circle's lawyers and others and experts in both the money transmission and crypto space, where we're going state to state to state to state. And so we were originally expecting only to have 5 states at the beginning of this, but now we have a large state of California, warm and sunny, sometimes Colorado, among others. I got to speed this up here. The pace of development has been absolutely breakneck. We have our smart contracts written by Inaken and some of the best team members possible. Our smart contract developer is a member of the ecosystem, Matt Tristan, our CTO, also an ecosystem member. He has been a 15-year developer or more. Myself, I'm the ERP and operations guy. And of course, we have our lovely CEO here, Jill, and our president is an expert in money market funds, which is exactly how we make revenue. So we have a lot of square pegs going into square holes. And of course, finally, our expansion roadmap. Our home base is always on Cardano. That's our native home and native land. But we also want to be the eminent UTXO stablecoin. We want to build on places like Ergo, possibly on Bitcoin, or even Doge. But the thing is, though, expanding this will give us the resources to be able to deliver more products, more services, and be able to provide the most possible to our home, which is Cardano. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Meet. You can hand it over there. Now, of course, unless you've been living under a rock for the last 12 months or so, you haven't been able to get through a day without seeing some sort of headline that is AI related. Fear not, there's a lot of overlap between AI and blockchain as well, and we're going to be taking a look at exactly that. I get to bring to the stage Navjeet Dhaliwal. With Iagon, they're taking a look at an AI-driven shared storage and compute economy. Let's give him a very warm welcome.
How you guys doing? Everyone, great to see all these faces. So many people in Cardano community. I'm going to do a presentation about, and my pitch is on Iagon. I stand before you today on the cusp of what is nothing short of a digital revolution. In an era where every click, every like, every share, and every moment we spend online becomes part of an ever-growing ocean of data. We must ourselves ask, where does all this data go? And most importantly, who controls it? Iagon, our vision is not just about storage and computing. It's about security, privacy, compliance, and sovereignty. A short economy and cloud computing platform that reshapes how we think about the digital realm. By 2030, our world will see tenfold increase in and reaching staggering 572 zettabytes of data. That's with 21 zeros. The cloud computing market is forecasted to be worth about $2.43 trillion USD. Yes, that's trillion. As enormous as these numbers sound, I ask you to reflect in our current infrastructure. Is our current infrastructure ready to handle such magnitude? As our digital cosmos expands, so do our challenges, the data breaches, and ever-expanding global data regulations, and surging fines and data negligence. Every day, businesses and individuals are at risk. In traditional web, or as we call it, Web 2, the compliance cost for organization is a whopping $5.47 million a year. That's for each enterprise. legal battles, research, audits, and the looming threat of non-compliance fines, they all pile up, weighing heavy on enterprises. But imagine just for a moment a world where compliance is simple as click of one button. A compliance in a box, if you will. And with Iagon Secure Lake patented technology, your data is not only safeguarded, but also breach-proof. We intelligently allocate data across the network, ensuring seamless compliance, and that's not all. Our system tailors resource providers based on your unique criteria, providing a custom-fit solution just for you. There's where Iagon shines, a beacon in your compliance battle. We're not just a platform, we're a movement. Our patented technology ensures users, giving them control over their data. Our commitment to privacy and regulatory compliance is global, unwavering, reinforced by partnerships and a great team. Imagine reducing your spending up to 80%, earning rewards by simply participating in our shared economy, and reducing your carbon footprint all at once. Iagon is not just another service, it's an ecosystem, a community that aims to bring about a future where everyone benefits. Now, while every brilliant mind and innovative project presenting here today at the Battle of Builders varies in their vision and execution, there's a fundamental thread that binds us all: the need for storage. From the simplest application to the most complex AI model, at some point, all these endeavors hinge on where and how data is stored. Here in spectacular city of Dubai, where innovation meets tradition, the emphasis on data privacy and its regulations is ever growing. Dubai understands the sacredness of individual privacy and is set forth laws to ensure the data isn't just stored, but stored with the utmost integrity. So as we discuss the myriad of projects today, remember, whether we're developer, an investor, or curious onlooker, the bedrock of all digital information is reliable, secure, compliant storage. And that's where Iagon promises to be a game changer. Your data, your control, your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Navjeet and Iagon. Now, the best developers have a true gift to turn their lines of code and into symphonies that sing. So the next pitch seems particularly aptly named with regards to the project, telling us more about Maestro and the dApp development platform for the Cardano ecosystem that they're creating. Please give a very warm welcome to Marvin Burton.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marvin, CEO and co-founder of Maestro. So Maestro is a blockchain infrastructure provider, and we're on a mission to build the most complete Web3 stack for Cardano. In fact, to date, we've built the most advanced dApp development platform for the Cardano blockchain. If we want Web3 to really become mainstream, we need to make building Web3 dApps easy and accessible and intuitive. And this is the mission of Maestro. We are building an advanced dApp platform that allows you to get access to powerful APIs and developer tools for building your dApp. Our platform is based on 3 pillars: making building dApps easy, providing high-performance tools and services for your applications, and allowing your application to scale from one user all the way to enterprise-grade volume and usage. Infrastructure providers also play a very key role in any healthy DeFi ecosystem. They really power a lot of the applications in these ecosystems, and we think that as Web3 grows, they will rival eventually Web2 giants just like Google or Amazon. And we're starting to see that with Ethereum. Alchemy is one of the leading infrastructure providers on Ethereum. They're powering close to 60% of all their dApps. and they're really playing a key role in solving the problems of a thriving ecosystem. They're now valued at $10 billion, and we see this industry to continue to grow in the future. The latest estimate shows that this industry will grow to $94 billion by 2027. This is a 13x from what it is today. And Maestro aims to become one of those infrastructure leading providers, and we're focusing our expertise on UTXO-based DeFi, UTXO-based dApps, and that's why our focus is on Cardano. The way Maestro got started is just as a stake pool operator, and we quickly grew to become the #1 ISPO provider on Cardano, providing full turnkey services for managing and deploying ISPOs. We've had over 500 million ADA staked across our pools. We've helped many projects launch their token, and we've raised over 6.7 million ADA for our clients. We're continuing to onboard more and more ISPOs, and by the end of this year, we're going to be launching 3 new ISPOs, Crasher, Metera, and Zengate. But Maestro is doing so much more. We're building an entire dApp development platform for this ecosystem, really to streamline development, make building dApps faster, and deploying applications more easy and cheaper. Our dApp platform includes a blockchain indexer that allows you to get access to on-chain data at scale. We have a transaction manager that allows you to monitor and track on-chain events. We have a turbo transactions, market price APIs, and even managed contracts, which I'll go more in details after this. Our platform was launched in April of this year, and we've grown significantly over the past few months. In fact, we've been growing at 82% month over month, and we're continuing to onboarding more and more projects. We have by now 368 different projects and users using our platform every day to build on Maestro. And we are servicing millions of API requests on a regular basis across services on a monthly basis. And we're very proud of working with so many projects on Cardano. We've had so many successful stories, projects using our platform to build and launch their applications. We help projects from DEXs, lending protocols, NFT marketplaces, crypto wallets, and more recently, we've helped working with DEX Hunter to launch their DEX aggregator, which has become extremely popular, and I'm sure many of you have used. And on a regular basis, we'll continue to onboard more and more projects and help them build and grow on the Cardano blockchain. But we're not stopping there. We'll continue to expand the platform, and actually this month, we've launched 2 new products, our market price API, which gives you access to high throughput price data, and so you can get in real time the prices of all the top tokens that are being traded on Cardano. And today, we're launching our plug-and-play contract, something we're really excited about. This is Cardano's first smart contract marketplace. This is a marketplace of only open source contracts for everyone to use, and we have encoded contract royalties. So in the same way that NFT authors get royalties, now when you post your contract to this marketplace, as the author, you're going to get a royalty for life. And so every time someone uses your contract, you get paid for it. And so on top of this marketplace, Maestro is providing full end-to-end managed APIs and UI widgets for you to use and deploy that contract. So I was going to finish up with a little demo of these managed contracts, but the video is not working right now, so I'll just talk it through. This was a demo of the direct swap contract designed by Anesthesia Labs, and this was showing how our marketplace can deploy these contracts with no code. These are open source UI widgets that allow you to plug in that contract into your websites without any knowledge of Web3 and use those Web3 functionality natively, just like Squarespace did for regular websites. And so we really think this is going to be a game changer for the economy, for people to start using open source contracts on Cardano. So yeah, thank you for listening. We're trying to make Web3 accessible for everyone and unlock really the potential of blockchain and smart contracts for everyone. So join us in our journey and check out Maestro. Thank you.
Thank you, Maestro. Now, scaling solutions have been somewhat of a holy grail for our space. Taking a look at ZK rollups on Cardano, I get to bring to the stage Stanislav Marichev and Vladimir Sinyakov from ZK Fold. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Vladimir. I'm a founder of ZK Fold.
Hi everyone, I'm Stanislav, a co-founder of ZK Fold. We are building a scalability solution on Cardano blockchain based on zero-knowledge rollups. We have selected Cardano blockchain for a number of good reasons, and one of them is well-thought smart contracts. While discovering all the benefits of Cardano, we have noticed several problems which limit its scalability. Transaction costs are expensive for some of the use cases, and the total size of the blockchain grows, which makes it expensive to maintain. That creates a risk for decentralization. The bigger the size, the fewer nodes can maintain the blockchain. On top of that, there is a limitation for complex smart contracts. By applying a zero-knowledge technology, we process thousands of transactions in a single batch on layer 2. Then we post one transaction containing the proof to layer 1, and that creates a cost reduction by up to 100 times. We move computations off-chain, compress UTXO data to post less on-chain, and most importantly, we enable more complex smart contracts. That opens a door to completely new projects to be created on Cardano that has never been possible before. To make this happen, we create several products for developers, and they don't need any ZK-proof experience to create projects with lightning-fast transactions and extremely low fees. Our products solve computation and storage issues. Cardano native dApps developers don't need to modify their smart contract to create safe and secure complex smart contracts. The capitalization of the Cardano is around 10 billion at the moment, with ATH of 94 billion in September 2021. 9 out of 10 dApps developers would switch to a rollup solution when available, and we are focusing to take 80% of the market share because we don't have any scaling solutions at the moment on Cardano. The closest competitors are Milkomeda and Midnight. While some of them are focusing on privacy, we focus on scalability, and I believe we could cooperate with them to make the most for the Cardano ecosystem. There are similar technologies on the market, but not on Cardano, and with our ZK Fold product, we would be able to provide the same security level as on layer 1 with almost infinite scalability. Our business model consists of 2 fees. We will charge a batch transaction fee and a staking fee. Currently, there is 1.5 million blocks per year, and we expect to have at least 1 rollup transaction per block. We have just announced and released a demo of our first product, and we completed 25% of the second one. With each of the products, we expect to have immediate cash flow. We believe that's the right time for our products, as there would be a new bull run next year. On top of that, we are dealing with some of the Cardano projects to make sure we meet their requirements. We are raising $1.5 million equity round, and most of the costs will be related to the product development. We need 21 months for 9 contributors. We managed to assemble a team of professionals with different experience, and our founder, Vladimir, and CTO, he has a PhD in applied math, and he is also a founder of Ncoins project on Cardano. I have business background with 12 years of experience in IT projects, and the rest of the team, they are talented, experienced blockchain and smart contract developers. We proved we're capable to create zero-knowledge products by winning Emurgo hackathon a few months ago, and we have been selected by Genius X and Trust Valley accelerators. Thank you for your time, and we're around if you have any questions.
Our demo is now available on GitHub. Please check it out. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, ZK Fold. All right, we're heading into the final 2 presentations before our judges have a very difficult decision ahead of them. We're going to be taking a closer look at highly accessible assets to build people's wealth. Let's give a warm welcome to Matteo Coppola as he introduces Finest.
Thank you, Tracy, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. My name is Matteo Coppola, and I'm a senior developer, a software developer with 15 years of experience, and I'm co-founder of Finest. Unique opportunities arise when 2 different problems meet each other. Problem number 1, we have retail investors that want to buy real-world assets, tokenized real-world assets, but most of the markets are private, not accessible, or they have high barriers of entry. Problem number 2, we have businesses that they want to sell assets to get crucial additional liquidity, but often there are not enough investors to convert these assets into money. The solution is Finest. Finest is the first blockchain agnostic app that allows retail investors to buy and sell tokenized assets, while businesses can leverage our compliant issuance pipeline to tokenize, fractionalize, and offer their assets. The best part, this is only the core mechanic. With Finest, we are hiding the blockchain complexity to onboard thousands of users, and people will be able to auto-rebalance their portfolio, leverage their tokens with decentralized financial services, get access to private markets, and much more. All right. OK. The core mechanics is pretty simple. Finest is this decentralized middleman between businesses that need a safe and quick tokenization pipeline to sell the assets. And on the other side, we have retail investors that want to buy assets to diversify their portfolios. Which asset are we going to support in the platform? Any from almost any part of the world. But we are starting with real estate, precious metals, IP rights, and physical collectibles. The market size of tokenized assets is, in 2023, about $3 billion US, probably much more, and is growing with a staggering rate of 24% per year. What is our business model? Of course, we will get fees from both sides in the marketplace, and then we will also get fees from the decentralized services we'll offer to the users, and finally, premium subscriptions to tailored products if the user needs them. Finest is the product of 3 very strong companies. The first one is Fluid Tokens, which is famous for its DeFi ecosystem on Cardano, and they leverage the seniority of the team in blockchain development to create the smart contracts, the app, and a scalable infrastructure. Then we have IMX, which excels in identity management and in legal compliance. And finally, we have Maker, which is probably one of the most famous projects on Cardano. And they are creating the actual pipeline infrastructure to quickly and safely tokenize the assets. We want our ask, we want to raise $1 million US to finish the MVP and to start onboarding the pending customer that we already have. And why should you invest with us? Well, we have the perfect team that delivers. There is a problem, and we have a solution. We have a beautiful product, and there is already traction. So if you want to join us in this next step of the financial revolution, and if you want to help us create a safe and accessible market, please reach to us after these speeches. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Finest and Matteo. And with that, we're heading into our final startup pitch of the day. Let's take a look at a real-world asset token ecosystem and give a warm welcome to Thomas Tallis as he tells us about Twin.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here. And you know how the saying goes, you save the best to last. So here I am. My name is Thomas Tallis. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Twin. Twin is an immersive and multi-vertical real-world asset tokenization platform. Timing is everything. Timing is so important. It's one of the two critical elements needed when progress in a sector equates to increased monetization and widespread adoption. And Twin's timing is perfectly timed. Why? Well, the reason why is everything is about to get tokenized. By 2030, which is only 7 years from now, tokenization will account to 10% of the world's GDP. That's a staggering $16 trillion and 50,000% increase from where we are today. The second critical element needed to fulfill opportunity is disruption. To disrupt the status quo opens to increased gains for all involved. Twin disrupts the financial services sector on multiple fronts. So how does Twin disrupt? Up until recently, if you were to invest into real-world assets, it would only be accessible to, say, accredited or institutional investors. Twin changes all this with our platform. We fractionalize RWAs, such as gold and precious metals, agro-commodities, such as cocoa beans, coffee beans, minerals, raw materials. And using our RWAs, they become accessible to anyone, everywhere, at affordable sizes. The other advantage is that we are open 24/7. And in essence, what we're doing is we're turning illiquid assets into fluid holdings. I want to emphasize just how important timing and disruption are with a little story. It's a personal story. I grew up in Dubai in the late 1980s. My father was a manager of a hotel very close to where I'm speaking today. And when we stepped out of our garden, we basically stepped out into the desert. And there were a few newly constructed roads that were zigzagging across the sand. Imagine the Dubai then to the Dubai now. It's completely different. The Dubai back in the late 1980s is the city, it was right before this city as we know it today has blossomed into an amazing hub. But what's really interesting is that many who understood the transformation that was then taking place have gone on to make amazing gains. So I like to think that the Dubai back in the late 1980s is equating to the present day that Twin has in front of it. At Twin, we have three aspects. We call it our triad. The first is that we're bringing real-world assets on-chain. The second is that we're integrating AI onto our platform. And the third is that we're creating an immersive and new ecosystem. We're essentially going to make investing much more enjoyable, because right now, for most people, investing is really boring. And that is one of the issues that we keep on seeing again and again. Twin has a license to bling. We go to market by tokenizing four precious metals: gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They're all LBMA certified, but most importantly, they're vaulted securely in Guernsey, which is a highly desirable location. The team is a phenomenal team. Alongside myself, I have Lisa, who has over 25 experience in marketing and brand communication. There's Philip, who's our tech lead, who's a phenomenal developer and project manager. And then there's Eileen, who's our investment officer, who has experience from BlackRock, basically having dealt with tokenization, commodity trading, and such like. I thank you for your time, and I really look forward to having multiple conversations with as many of you as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Sven, and thank you to all 10 of the projects that traveled all the way here in order to stand on this stage and present to our judging panel. Now, of course, at this point in time, we're going to take a break so that the judges can review their scores, deliberate, and come back with their top 3. Please make sure to be back here at 8:30 sharp when the winners will be announced. Keep in mind, again, the only thing that counts for the overall score is the performance on stage today. They will be judged across those 5 core criteria that Jason mentioned earlier: the uniqueness of their idea, their business model, their market, the founders and team, and the overall pitch. So see you back here at 8:30. Thank you all. Welcome back, builders. Welcome back, audience. It's a pleasure to see you all here again as we head into the announcements of our winners for this first ever Battle of the Builders. To recap, what exactly is it that they're competing for? They're looking to snag a spot in one of the coveted accelerators thrown by CV Labs, GeniusX, and faculty. They're looking for access to marketing services via faculty's artists, as well as market making services, via artists, and marketing services via XBC. They're looking for $2,000 worth of credits for services to redeem with Storm partners, one-on-one expert mentoring sessions that they'll get access to, as well as interview and media exposure via Emergo Media. To quickly refresh your brains, the 10 startups were evaluated solely based on their performance during their 5-minute pitches today, based on 5 core criteria: the uniqueness of their idea, the robustness of their business model, the market that they are looking to service, the founders and team behind the project itself, and of course, the overall pitch. Now, a huge thank you, of course, to all 10 of the projects for, again, making your way here, sharing your project with us on this stage, to our judges for joining us here today, offering their expertise. And without further ado, let's get things started with third place. Presenting third place, I get to welcome to the stage Sheraz Ahmed, one of our wonderful judges and managing partner at Storm Partners. Let's give him a very warm welcome.
All right. It's incredibly great to be here on stage with you today and actually to present this award. Storm Partners has been supporting the Cardano family for quite some time, and it's incredible to be a part of it. This is my 3rd Cardano Summit, so really hit the hat trick on that one. Storm Partners has allocated a budget to be able to support the top 3 startups here today, so we're really looking forward to being able to help them in the areas of marketing, finance, digital transformation, and everything legal and regulatory. So yes, without further ado, the 3rd prize winner to invite on stage shortly is ZK Fold. Do you have any words to say?
Yes. Thank you very much. That's an honor for us to be here on stage, and we're happy that we got the 3rd place with our project.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll ask you guys to please stick close. We'll take one final photo with all 3 winners and all of the judges at the very end. With that, we're moving on to second place. Let's give a warm welcome as it is presented by Jason Gao of Genius X.
Okay, so second prize winner, I'm calling up Florian from Noom to the stage, please. Congratulations, Florian, and to your amazing team. Any word you want to say to the community?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone who is delegating to our ISPO. I think the community brought us here, and of course the 50 people in our team, because it's a team effort, and we share everything here, because we're a non-profit organization and all the value goes to our token. So please support us. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Perfect. Florian, please also make sure to stick around for the final winner's photo. And I have the pleasure of announcing first place. Again, you heard from 10 absolutely stellar projects. Someone has to come in first. This particular project convinced on a lot of different fronts. And I am very pleased to announce the winner of the 2023 Battle of the Builders. Please give a huge, 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 huge round of applause to Marvin Burton from Maestro. Really well done, guys. Congratulations. I just realized I don't have a handheld mic for you, but coming your way. Any words you'd like to share with the judges that you managed to charm?
I don't know what to say. Thank you. I mean, it's been a really tough 2 years, to be honest. And me and my team, we've been working just day and night. You know, we put our heart and soul into this ecosystem, and it just means a lot. So, you know, we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. So thank you very much. And, you know, it's just the beginning. So thank you.
Any words of inspiration to other builders out there?
Yeah, keep building. You know, this is just the beginning, and you know, 2024 I think is going to be a great year for Cardano. So stay strong, and see you next year.
Perfect. You guys can stay up here. I'm going to ask Florian and where did they go? The ZK Folds team to come back on stage. I'm going to ask our lovely judges to please join us on stage for one massive group photo. Perfect. To our audience, thank you so much for your attention. Let's give another huge round of applause to the 10 projects that came all the way here, that competed on this stage, and of course to our winners. Excellent. All right, everybody say Web3. We can create rows. We can. None of us are scared of each other. Yeah, we can get a bit closer. Come on, come on, come on. With the proper paparazzi having had their moments, with our winners having had their moments. Thank you so much for joining us on behalf of the entire Cardano community, on behalf of CB Labs, and all of the judges. It's been a real pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we're just getting started. Enjoy the next couple of days here in Dubai. Bye, guys.